of this lesson, you'll be able to use the tangent ratio to find the acute angles and the size of a right angle triangle. You'll also be able to use Pythagoras theorem to find the size of a right angled triangle. Now, what's a triangle? A triangle is a plane figure bounded by three straight sides. Now, if one of the interior angles of the triangle is equal to 90 degrees, then we refer to this triangle the 90 degrees triangle or the right angled triangle. And the two other interior angles of this right angle triangle are called acute angles because they are smaller than 90 degrees. So the figure we have here, we are referring to the angle at C, a right angle. It's equal to 90 degrees. The other angles at B and at A are known as acute angles. That's to say, these angles are less than 90 degrees. Now, to find an acute angle or a side of a 90 degree triangle, we use the following formula. Tangent the acute angle equals the opposite side divide the adjacent side. So from the triangle ABC, we see that line BC is opposite to the acute angle theta, and line BC is opposite to angle theta, and the line AC is adjacent to the angle theta. So we write tan theta equals BC divided AC, saying that the side of the triangle that is opposite to the acute angle theta is BC, and the side that is adjacent to theta is AC. So the formula becomes this way. Now, one key thing we should note is that this formula makes use of an acute angle and the two sides that intersect at 90 degrees. So as we can see in the figure, the line AC and the line BC intersect at 90 degrees. These two angles, these two sides that intersect at 90 degrees are the ones we have in the formula here. It says that the side AC of the triangle is equal to the side BC equals 30 meters. We should find the angle theta. From definition, tan theta equals the opposite side 30 divided the adjacent side 40. Now we take tan inverse of both sides and we get this. We take tan inverse of 30 divided 40 degrees. So we are done solving this one. And next one, in the triangle ABC, the line AC equals 40 meters and the line BC equals 30 meters. Find angle alpha. From definition, tan alpha equals the side opposite to alpha, that's 40, divide the adjacent side 30. Remember that the two sides that intersect at 90 degrees are the one we are making use of. So when we take tan inverse of this we now have it this way. Tan inverse of 40 divided 30. That gives 53.1 degrees. We have a next question. Next question says as the find the length of line segment PQ of triangle PQR. Okay. By definition, tan the acute angle 23 equals the opposite side U divide the 60. When we cross multiply, we have U equals 60 times 23, and that gives 25.5 centimeters. So solving for the line segment PQ. Next question, we have to solve for y. Definition: tan the acute angle 28 equals the side opposite the acute angle 16 divide the side adjacent the acute angle y. Remember that the two sides that meet are 90 degrees are the ones we are making use of. So multiply, we get y tan 28 equals 16. Divide both sides by tan 28, and we get when we divide both sides, by tan 28, you get a value of y to be 30.1 kilometers. Now, the longest side of the right angle triangle is opposite the 90-degree angle. We should take note of this. And this longest side we are talking about has a special name, hypotenuse. So in the triangle ABC, we see that the line AB is opposite the 90 degrees. So the line AB is the longest side of the triangle, and it has a special name, hypotenuse. Now, Pythagoras theorem, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides of the right angle triangle. So from the triangle ABC, we write r squared, the square of the hypotenuse, so r squared equals the sum of the squares of the other two sides. Now we have a question here. In the triangle STU, we have side SU equals 7.5 meters and the side TU equals 4 meters. Find the side ST. Okay. Side ST S. So the square of the hypotenuse S squared equals the sum of the squares of the other two sides. Now 7.5 squared gives us 56.25. 4 squared gives us 16. Next, we take square root of both sides. The value of s as 8.5 meters. This is the length st. Next question. Find the value of y. Pythagoras theorem says that the side that is opposite the 90 degrees, which is the hypotenuse, we square it and equate it to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. Now grouping like terms and solving. 30 squared is same as 900. 30 squared is same as 900. 24 squared is same as 576. So we now have it this way. Now take the square root of both sides. Get the value of y as 18 centimeters. We are to solve for the side E. Each side of the triangle is opposite the 90-degree triangle. This one, that's the hypotenuse. The square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. 12.5 squared is same as 156.25. 3.5 squared same as 12.25. So we now have our work this way. Now take the square root of both sides, and the value of E is 12 kilometers. Now I'm leaving with you this question. When you solve it well, you are going to get the value of to be equal to 80 kilometers and the value of k 82 kilometers. Here is the next one you should try your hands on. When you solve it well, you get angle theta to be 43.6 degrees and P is 10 meters. So in our next lesson, we solve these two questions together.